वेलकम टू द क्रेजी वर्ल्ड ऑफ क्रिप्टो। मेरा नाम है यशस्वी आचार्य और आज मेरे साथ में है क्रिप्टो एक्सपर्ट मयूर, जो कि मेरे फ्रेंड भी हैं, एंड ही इज गोइंग टू टेल यू कि मनी मेकिंग इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ क्रिप्टो कितनी इजी है, राइट?
I'm sure it would be much more easier after this interview. Thank you, Yashasvi. Thanks for calling.
Welcome to the show, Mayur.
Thank
so,
you.
Mayur, I've been reading a lot about blockchain, and my first question to you is, what exactly is blockchain?
Wow. So that is something, a mystery that we will be able to resolve it today. So before we get into what is blockchain, I think we need to understand what is the history of blockchain. And blockchain was first introduced in the month of 2009, where Satoshi Nakamoto, an anonymous guy, he had come across a Bitcoin white paper where he explained what is blockchain.
Okay.
And since then, the trend was there for what is blockchain, how it can be used in different industry, and all that stuff. What is blockchain is all about decentralized ledger technology and a peer-to-peer market. When you say peer-to-peer market, it is basically that two users are not knowing each other, but still the transaction is happening at one single central server. So if a person sitting in US and if a person sitting in India, today if they want to transact, is what the blockchain will be able to do it in a fast and efficient manner.
Okay.
And when you say a decentralized ledger technology, what is decentralized ledger technology? So let me make it very simple for you. It is more like you have 10 servers located at 10 different countries and location, and these 10 servers are internally connected to each other, and they are trying to validate the transactions. Based on that validation, the transaction happens in blockchain industry.
Okay. So basically, Mayur, if I want to ask you कि blockchain को और simplify language में अगर आप समझा सकें that how it works, how secure it is, how safe it is when you talk about peer-to-peer market. So it's quite technical for all our audience out there.
So I think the best part I could relate it to is the housewives. Before Corona, of course, the housewife used to actually travel out.
Now
and
we can't.
Now it's very difficult, but still the virtual world has become very practical now. And this is where we are talking about virtual kitty parties and the actual kitty parties which used to happen at that point of time. So there were a group of 20 people who used to come together, sit on a chair and then decide that, okay, one person A will be taking all the collection of money, and that A will be holding that money for 1 year, and they'll be having some different games and everything every month on month. That's how they used to trust that party A. Today, this party A has been converted to blockchain.
Okay.
So this is as simple as that you are converting a kiddie party into a blockchain immutable transaction.
So now let's talk about the safety and security. As you mentioned, kitty party का example आपने दिया, वहाँ पे और safety और security नहीं, trust पे बात होती है. But then
Absolutely.
we are talking about huge money over here. So how does it work in terms of safety and security?
So as the conservative market works, so today we have banks, we have financial institutions. The same way in crypto world itself, there has been a custodians, there has been a lot of banking regulations which are coming into picture. And slowly and gradually we are seeing that people are diverting to custodians where they say that it has been backed by the dollar or backed by the rupee, where the government is holding a particular transactions which is happening on the blockchain.
Okay.
So security and safety definitely has been taken care to a fullest. When I compare it with the housewife, it was more related to the trust factor. That yes, the way you trust a housewife, a single party A, the same way you are trusting a blockchain technology.
How many blockchains and what kind of blockchains are there in the market?
I should say this way that today the blockchain that are already there in the market, since 2009 till 2021, there are more than 6 blockchains which are already present in the market. When I name it, definitely the starts should be from the OmniLayer blockchain, which is of Bitcoin. Going back to Ethereum, which is a dApps creation, which is on ERC20. The London fork, which has actually come down back in September 2021, was the biggest ever fork or upgrade of Ethereum networks. Then we have another blockchain which is called as Binance Smart Chain, which is called BSC, and which is a BEP20. Then we have Solana, Trons, and so on. What I would like to say over here, Yashasvi, is that the more the new blockchain is going to come down, the more the transaction speed is going to increase, the less the transaction cost is going to go down. So today when I transact on Bitcoin, probably I'll be paying $25 on blockchain. But the same if I'm transacting on Solana network or possibly on a BEP20 network, I'm just paying $1 as a transaction cost.
So अगर मैं millennial या फिर Gen Z और Gen Y की तरह बात करूँ तो ये trending blockchains हैं.
Absolutely. So these are the trending blockchains because see, Gen Z and Gen Y.
Gen Y, yeah.
If you're talking about these people, these people are not only related to how the transaction is going to happen, but at the same time, they are quite sensible enough to even decide how much am I going to pay to a third party to execute a transaction on that platform. So that is where these blockchains are actually getting more popular nowadays.
And when we talk about the process of getting into a blockchain, how simple is the process? Like, someone like me who's not so technologically well versed, or, we don't research about the topics as you do.
All right.
So how do you get into this? Like, what is the process? How should we start? What is the start point of it?
Okay, so I think again, I will definitely, compare it to opening a bank account today, because that is simple, very simple for a user to open a bank account. Today, if I say opening a bank account takes at least 5 minutes of your job, the same way getting into a blockchain or opening an account
online now.
Yes, everything is happening online. So that's again the virtual world that we are talking. But today you need to give your Aadhaar card. Being India, you need to give Aadhaar card, passport, verification, and everything. Whereas if you compare to the blockchain technology, if you go on any of the exchanges or any of the blockchain technology, there it is just a minute's job. You don't require any of your document or KYC to actually open an account. Okay. It's that simple. And today, that is the reason blockchain is termed as anonymous transactions that's happening in the market.
और अगर आपको top 3 blockchains pick करनी हो to advise our viewers out there, आपका top 3 pick क्या होगा?
Wow, so that is something that I'm trying to endorse something, but disclaimers are always there. Disclaimers are always there. But I would definitely suggest we should always think on Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum Network, and Solana.
So these are your 3 picks.
Absolutely.
So Mayur, a lot of people have been talking about this thing also, that is blockchain really overhyped? Like, कि इतना सब कुछ हो चुका है on the internet space. Lot of people, youngsters like us, like you are the expert. So is it really overhyped?
Do you think is it overhyped? And that's the reason that we are doing this interview? No, of course not. So today, I think people have started understanding what is blockchain. There is a time still in next 10 years when people will understand how to actually use this blockchain in the right way, in the right technology. So tomorrow, if you ask me that where we can use this blockchain will be in a different industries like fintech, possibly in the real estate, possibly in the banking. So all these industries are still to adapt to the blockchain technology. So it is the start, I would say, rather than an overhyped situation.
Okay, so it's something more like कि अपने आप को अभी time रहते you should dedicate yourself, because it's a booming and blooming thing.
100%.
Right? Now let's just talk about the 9 verticals of blockchain.
So when I say 9 verticals of blockchain, typically it is more related to technology, of course, because this is where the blockchain is residing. Second, what was the fear of yours is security and safety.
Exactly.
That is where I think the law and crime comes into picture. So when I say law and crime, tomorrow, whatever these authorities are actually going through, they can put that on the blockchain, and this will be an immutable transaction. So anybody who needs to put it this way, that they want to remove a detail of a user, it will be easy for a person to actually go on the blockchain technology and pull the details that has that any cases against him in the past 100 years also. So that's something related to law and crime.
That's fast.
Yeah, and that is just a fraction of seconds that you can find it out.
Wow.
When it comes to government services, today if you go to a land department, I'm sure you'll face a lot of hurdles in terms of if you want to buy a land and you think that you need to remove some details, which land was actually procured by whom in the past 20-30 years, you possibly will not be able to find out the details.
Okay.
Provided if it is on the blockchain technology, it would be more easier for a person to just put a single click and he will come to know that yes, this land belongs to so and so people.
So Mayur, I want to ask you this question that, since you mentioned कि कितना easy होगा उन लोगों के records निकालना, like, if there is a crime against them, cases बाहर निकालना. So how fast is it going to be executed in our country, or has the process started, or have we reached somewhere? Because there is no actual buzz around it.
Right, but I would say that there is a lot of buzz or a lot of things happening behind the scenes where all the countries in the world today are looking out blockchain seriously. So they have accepted the fact. To be precise, El Salvador is the first country to accept Bitcoin as the legal tender. After accepting it as a legal tender, there is USA who is really thinking a lot to regulate this market, to create a blockchain technology, and even Indian government to a greater extent are really looking out for accepting this in a different segments like even agriculture segment. So when I say agriculture segment, they want to regulate or create the blockchain on the agriculture front, where they can track all the outflows and inflows of what is happening in the agriculture segment.
Okay. Now let's talk about the very popular war, public versus private blockchain.
Absolutely. So see, the major difference between public and private blockchain is, today if we talk about public blockchain, so this public blockchain is more like Ethereum network, where the permission-less blockchain is working. So when I say permission-less blockchain, any user, if he or she wants to create a particular application, which is called as a decentralized application, can come to the Ethereum node, they can create a particular blockchain, and then they can work around it. So that is called as a public blockchain. When you say a private blockchain is nothing but a permission blockchain, where it says that if you want to do a mining or if you want to do any kind of activity on that blockchain, then you have to take the validation from the manager of that particular blockchain. So that is actually very much secured or very much used internally by the company.
So you're saying कि private blockchain ज़्यादा reliable होती हैं when it comes to the blockchain part of it.
So I would not say
Choosing
it is more reliable. Reliability wise, whether it's public or private, both remains the same. But the difference between public and private is, on a public network, you can actually create the decentralized applications. But on the private network, it is actually for the only in-house apps or in-house company usage. So when you say private blockchain, no other user can come and create a dApps on that particular platform.
तो ये क्या organization based होती है मयूर? Like more, is it like you know you're working in an office and वहीं पर सारा permission in terms of you know investments ये सब एक मतलब closed source के अंदर होता है? Like how, I'm just trying to understand it.
No, so let me.
How exactly it works?
Okay, so let me put it this way. It is not that when I'm saying private blockchain is more secure or reliable. Private blockchain is usually developed by banks to track their internal management of funds.
Is it available more for the masses or classes?
No, it is not exposed to the public. It is not exposed to the blockchain regulators, no one. But when it comes to public blockchain is something which is actually open to users who can come, create the apps, and then they can trade on that apps, and it is actually used by the masses.
Thank you so much, Mayur, for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, guys. That's it for all now. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.